Hi.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come today. Yeah. Really means a lot to me.
I know that.
Truly.
And me too.
Yeah. We're discussing today a very important subject, which is the subject of domestic violence and the abuse of women. And as we've seen roll out in the last year, people are actually not being quiet about it anymore. And I think that's really important because it's been let to go on, and the perpetrators of the domestic violence get away with it. As you know, my campaign is Justice for Mom.
Yeah.
And that is because my mom was domestically and violently at that abused by my father, Mike Rinder, who you know.
I certainly do.
Unfortunately.
And I'm personally really glad that more and more people are coming up and standing up and speaking about it, because it really needs to be spoken about.
Yeah.
And I witnessed your father be that vicious woman, beater, mean, nasty person. I know what you're up against.
Yeah.
I felt it. Yeah. I experienced it when I worked for him.
Yeah.
So you know that. I am aware, quite aware, of the kind of person that he really is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think a key point is there's never an excuse. There's never, ever a reason to make it okay to hurt a woman.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what circumstance makes it okay? I can't name one.
No, I can't either.
There isn't.
So the fact that, you know, after my brother got diagnosed with melanoma, he was given a few years to live. And, of course, my mom and I were devastated. I mean, like, what do? Your world goes upside down.
Of course.
You know? And the priority becomes my brother or her son. And so she went to go see my dad, Mike Rinder, at that time.
It starts a bit earlier when, we were married for over 30 years, as you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is a long time. And we had a definite life together that involved you and Benjamin, children, family. And one day he didn't show up and he deserted us. He literally walked out, not a word. I was a bit freaking out, thinking he got shot, he was in a car accident, he's laying somewhere in a hospital, and spent days searching. Where is he? When we found out where he was, I started communicating, like, what happened, like, and found out he communicated to somebody else. He never actually had the courage to communicate directly to me and say...
He never spoke directly?
No, he never spoke.
He wrote to someone else.
He wrote to someone else to tell me, not to tell the kids, just me.
That part I didn't know. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, when I worked with him, and I was, practically his secretary a long, long time, and there was a lot of things that I observed, and there was some lacking sincerity or real, sincere care that just wasn't there.
Yeah. I think we felt it our whole lives. And that just ties right into when Ben then had cancer and then the abuse of her. Then he left, and then we were kind of getting along and going, okay, good, we're going to take care of Ben. That was the priority. Hands down, of course. Yeah. Like, it didn't matter what else happened. So he got to the point where he was, had gotten through the first few surgeries, and my mom's like, okay, I really should tell his father that he has cancer.
In the meantime, no matter my communications to Mike, he never answered.
Even when you told him about Benjamin?
Well, no, I didn't actually ever get to tell him. He found out otherwise. He never answered my communications when I did attempt to, because I felt he deserved to know. Like, I had that compassion that even though he deserted us, I felt, well, he should know, because that's the decent thing to do.
Of course.
And that's how I think. But obviously, he doesn't think that way, as you know. By this time, Benjamin had already gone through his numerous surgeries, intensive radiation treatment, had just finished, and was
on the mend.
Literally, sick as a dog, though.
I know.
But on the mend, and now going into recovery stage.
Exactly. So then we hear that he is there harassing my brother.
Yeah, he takes...
Yes.
Yeah,
with a bunch of people that he knows my brother doesn't like. Yeah. And that he despises, and goes there to make it look like he loves his son.
Yeah, with a video camera.
Well, to make it look like he does. Yeah. I totally get it.
Yeah, to make it look
It was always to make it look like.
Yeah. Right.
The sincerity is just not there.
Any father that would care would have checked on him, even if there was no communication, or
Nothing.
The
Nothing
decency
else.
of any human being to just find out, how are you, or
Do you
I
need
hope you
anything?
get better.
Yeah. This is when my mom and I'm telling you, we looked at each other and we were like,
Oh,
okay, he
my
has
God.
crossed the line.
He
We're going to
crossed
see
the
him.
line with that because he took my son,
Yeah,
who was almost died,
I know. brother.
had such intense treatments,
I know.
and all of a sudden Mike pulls this stunt for a photo op or whatever his personal,
Whatever was going to get him.
what's going to get him
I
to
know,
look good
whatever's-
to everyone else. In
And
the
get
meantime,
money somehow.
yeah,
And so there's this jerk who's supposed to be his father doing this to him. And we looked at each other and we're like, okay, I'm telling you, that's it. He has crossed the line. No more. So we called up Andrew and we said, we're going to go see Mike. Can you come with us? As a family,
Yeah.
we need to go see him and tell him and actually get him to stop doing that. Just knock it off. We don't want anything from him. We were happy. Like, you can have your life. We're totally fine on that. I was fine. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
good.
we're
He's
all
going to go do his thing. Fine. But when when you then come and harass my brother, it pissed me off.
Yeah.
Okay. And you think, okay, it couldn't get worse. He's already deserted us. He's already treated her like crap her whole life.
I know. I witnessed
Yeah,
it.
it's not right anywhere or for anyone.
That's right.
exactly.
So that's why we went. And we went,
With Andrew.
didn't even know where he lived. And
Literally.
literally we were going down
Yeah.
Gulf
And I
to-
was like, oh my God,
down
that's
the
Mike.
road. And
That's
he's
Mike right
standing
there.
in a parking lot.
Oh my God.
That's
we
how-
get-
so
that's-
we drove in.
Yeah.
We drove
We went
in.
to see him.
And I went straight up to him because I just remembered this. Mike had been sort of saying that we, weren't communicating with him, which was a total lie.
Yeah.
So I actually, and maybe it's dumb, thought maybe he really does want to communicate.
Yeah, maybe
and
he
whoa,
really would talk to
we
us.
can settle this and whatever. And when he saw me, oh my God, I was scared for my life. He was like, definitely not happy to see me.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And next thing you know, I mean, literally within split seconds, he's got her hands in a vice grip, like no joke. Feel her arms. Feel how skinny they are.
I know.
I mean, come on. So he's got her hands, and he is obviously grabbing because she's yelling, "Stop it! You're hurting me!" And he's holding tight. He's a big guy, and she's saying like, "Stop it! You're hurting me! You're hurting me!" And
Well, what happened is he pinned me so I couldn't move and then pulled my arms down. And I could hear inside my head, you know how you can hear inside your ear?
yeah.
And I started hearing my bones cracking and I'm freaking out. And it hurt. And I started screaming, stop it, you're killing me.
Yeah.
And then I kept hearing the bones crack. And at one point I went, okay, if I don't do something right now, even though I'm pinned completely, and he was like this up close,
I remember.
he's going to break my arm in numerous places.
Yeah.
And I just instinctively sort of dropped and tried to relax my body to make it less.
Yeah.
Of a strain.
And then he came, Marcy, he was right up here like this, and his eyes were like a zombie's.
I know.
I'm sorry. It was like,
scary unto
oh
itself.
boy. And he's screaming at me the entire time, you bitch. Suddenly lets me go and disappears. And
like just walked away.
yeah, just stopped. Not when I said to, but later when he was ready to stop. And he must have had his keys or something in his hands, because he did have his car keys, that ripped here when he was grabbing me,
Oh my God.
like here.
That's the day it happened.
Oh my God.
I know.
He's an animal.
Yeah.
He's not a person. He's an animal.
And this is also that same arm.
Oh my God. Human people who care about anybody don't do stuff like this.
Totally uncaring. He didn't want to see us. It's all.
Well, you know,
cover.
when you said you saw this wild crazed look in his eyes. I experienced that. I experienced that more than once. One time he got physical with me and shook me, but it was that look in his eyes that scared me to death, because I really felt like he wanted to hurt me more than he was even already hurting me. And then other times where he came after me with that wild, crazed look in his eyes, and
that's what it was like.
This is like not normal. It's just,
I know.
That's
what it was.
It's somebody
like.
who's
Evil.
not. Yes, it's evil.
It's totally evil.
Totally evil.
No, that you're describing exactly what we were feeling at the time. I remember looking at him and just, you don't even know what you're looking at.
That's right.
And you're scared.
That's right.
You're scared because it's evil, wild, and
you're literally thinking you don't know, like, what's going to happen. It's
it's bad enough if some stranger comes in your house and you hurt them because they're maybe they're breaking in, or I don't know, you think they're threatening. But to do it to your own family, in front of your child, in front of your daughter,
God.
to your wife of 30 years. I mean, that
I've observed
was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
That was for me.
Yeah, that's the
for
same
me,
feeling. I'm like, okay, I get
when
it.
I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't need this guy, and I don't need him in my life, and I don't need him beating up my mom.
Hey, boy, you're not kidding.
And I don't need him harassing my brother, and I don't need him harassing me. And I really shifted at that point, I have to tell you. And so now, okay, so let's talk about this, Mom. So it's now been some years since this incident, and let's just tell Marcy what we have had to go through.
Well, number one, when I was like that, or even before that, I literally couldn't bend my arm or my wrist. And then I ended up getting an orthopedic surgeon who helped me and was trying to help to resolve it, because I literally couldn't even move the joints.
Oh my God.
So it took months just to get the visible damage healed enough that other actions could be taken, such as, very minor physical therapy and stuff like that, which I did for months, steroids, all sorts of handlings.
God.
Yeah, it went on.
But in the end, basically what happened is the bone that broke up here was sticking into my arm bone. That is why I couldn't move.
Because it was actually broken
It was
off and jabbing
broken
into
off
her.
and sticking in. So every time if I tried to move, I'm actually... Anyway, it was a mess. So there was no other choice.
This is, like that shoulder that what she just described was from the amount of pressure.
Oh, I believe it.
And the amount of force that was put on her body. Like, that takes some work.
It's his
You know what I
physical,
mean?
his physical violence.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, so I tied her shoes for her, made her bed for her, cut her food for her for
I had
months.
my food
Did I
cut.
mind? I didn't mind
Yeah, I know.
at all. Seriously. That's not the point of this. It's not that I minded. But
the fact of the extent.
Yeah.
The extent of damage and harm and
Yeah.
physical
And this
trauma.
one, she had shirts made that had
had
zippers
shirts
down the
made.
side
Oh,
because she couldn't move her arm. We had to fold it on top and zip it on so she could wear a shirt.
Right.
Jesus.
It's no joke. This is not exaggerated.
I don't
This
think
is
so.
literally
How I
what her
live.
life has been. No.
Yeah. And after all of that, I am permanently damaged. And that's about it as far as
You can
Yeah.
lift your arm.
my arm. I can't lift anything. I'm in pain all the time, like right now. And every single, there was numerous nerve damage here and here.
Yeah.
So there's a huge problem on circulation and all this kind of stuff. So every single day, I have to do ice and hot and ice to force, circulation, or the thing, my whole arm goes this big because it just stops.
Oh, wow.
I have very numerous people, like I worked out over the years how to function minimally, and the people I work with do things I can't do
I get it.
for me.
Right.
And I do what I could do, and I have my whole place set up so it's lower. And everything's left hand. I changed my whole computer.
She's
So my whole
changed
life is
everything
left
around
hand.
the fact
But
that
I'm
he
right-handed.
damaged her.
I know. And that's
So if I have to write something, have clipboards I bought that I have everywhere.
So that she
And I
can
could
have
put it
low
down
enough.
here
That
with a
is how
pen,
she- yeah.
and that's how I write.
You know, I had no idea
Yeah.
the extent.
Yeah.
So, and that's how it is to this day.
Oh my
And he doesn't care.
Oh, God.
Obviously.
Well,
like,
that I know.
Oh my God, no way.
I know he doesn't care.
Like his viewpoint about any other human being is like they're a flea that he can just go like this.
Yeah.
And that's us. That's how he treated you.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's how he's treating other people. Don't realize it right now.
I wonder
He
how
has
many.
no respect for a human being
I know.
of any kind.
I know. I
That's
just
what's
wonder how many other
unbelievable.
people are looking at this going, he does that to me too.
Yeah.
You know what
oh,
I mean?
I bet you.
I
would
guarantee
bet
you.
you're
I'm
right.
telling you.
I totally bet
how
you're
many
right.
of the guys, on the set or whatever are thinking, God, they're describing him exactly. Except for that he tries to fake it. But
Oh, yeah.
Other
He's a
than that.
good faker.
yeah. And there's so many strikes against him. Really. He treated his kids like crap. He didn't come and see, and in fact harassed my brother when he had cancer. He traumatized his own mother and his brother, and yet he still gets paid to go on TV.
Yeah.
This
It's
is where
shocking.
I don't understand. I don't understand it.
Well, it's obviously by people who have the same kind of intentions.
Exactly.
The
Or-
same
That's what I
mind
said.
think, the same
That's what I
mindset.
said. I was like, okay, well,
They're
obviously,
a
if
breed.
you agree to pay Mike Rinder, then you agree with men beating women.
Yeah.
And you agree with men abusing women.
And it's
Yet,
just sick.
if anyone else, even close to had done or even got touched
Yeah.
the way I
How about
was,
just touch?
it would
Yeah.
be major news and that guy would be out. But no, somehow,
He's supportive.
because I'm a Scientologist, it doesn't matter. But that is okay because I'm some other creature or something like that.
That's the bottom line.
And that's why I'm adamant about my campaign.
And don't stop.
I'm not going
Don't
to.
stop.
I'm
Keep
not going
going.
to.
No.
I'm serious.
People are going to wake up and they're going to
Yeah.
they're going to get it. They're going to
right.
get what he really is.
Exactly.
We could have teamed up. And
I know.
Yeah, we should have.
should
Well,
have
now
teamed
we
up.
need to. That's why we're
right.
here.
That's right.
We need to take
need
action, and we need to be fighting domestic violence and just making sure it's not okay, and that men.
And that it gets stomped out and it
Yeah.
doesn't happen anymore. And somehow he gets justice for this.
Exactly.